Hey there, gang. I'm MyRadar Meteorologist Matthew Cappucci with a critical update on Milton. Now, I'll be the first to say things escalated quickly. We were talking about a tropical rainstorm. Now we're talking about a potential major landfalling hurricane. Now, on Friday when we last spoke, we did briefly discuss the chance that vorticity, that spin, could tighten sooner and we get a named storm. It was an outside chance, but unfortunately, that's exactly what happened. And now all indications are that this storm, Milton, will make a run at Florida on likely Wednesday. There are reasons to believe that rapid intensification is likely, and we could see a high-end Category 2, maybe a low-end Category 3 at landfall. Make no mistake, this could be a serious surge threat for the greater Tampa area. Now, we're still 72 hours out. There's a lot that we know, a lot of wild cards, and a lot that we don't know. Let's be transparent about what we know so far. Now, number one, Milton came about rather suddenly yesterday morning. We had an instrument called a scatterometer pass overhead on a satellite, look down and basically see a closed circulation and winds that were strong enough to be a tropical storm. So that's that right there. It's roiling with convection, shower, downpour, thunderstorm activity as it sits in the Bay of Campeche, but it's working east-northeast. Because Milton has a really tight inner core, it's easier to strengthen and weaken quickly. And right now, it does look like it's already rapidly strengthening. At 5 a.m., the National Hurricane Center Advisory had its pressure at 1,003 millibars. But just 2 hours later, the hurricane hunters flew in. They found it down to 993, meaning it's sucking air up and out, that pressure is dropping, and the storm is strengthening rather swiftly. And I think that more rapid intensification is likely tomorrow and especially on Tuesday. Now, one glaring red flag that I want to discuss. You see that jet stream right there, that kind of river of winds in the upper atmosphere? Well, that's aiming away from Milton to the north. I think what that will do is take the exhaust air from on top of Milton and just pull it away, evacuate it, and remove air from above the storm. And the more we suck out the top, the more warmth and moisture flows in the bottom, and the more Milton strengthens. It will also be moving over very warm waters, still several degrees above average, which translates to high oceanic heat content, or just high octane fuel to get a storm going and to really strengthen it. That's why I think a high-end Category 2, maybe a low-end Category 3 is possible at landfall, and a potential major landfalling hurricane in the Tampa area is a big deal. One possible off-ramp that could mitigate strengthening a little bit or even cut down on strength would be dry air entrainment if we do get dry air wrapping into the backside and kind of eroding the circulation. Not set in stone, but it is a possibility, so fingers crossed. Now, if we get a Cat 2 or even a Cat 3 making landfall on Florida's Gulf Coast, that's a really big deal. At the immediate coastline in the eye wall, we'd have winds of 100 to 110 miles per hour, probably 80 to 100 miles per hour for the greater Tampa area, and all the way into Orlando, I'd say gusts of 75, maybe up to 85 miles per hour. Then a serious surge to the right or to the south of where that eye makes landfall. That means track is hugely important in ultimate impacts realized in Tampa. And the track comes down to this bowling ball, this pocket of cold air, low pressure, and spin over the northeast, which is trying to scoop Milton to the northeast as well. But how early does that scooping occur? How strong is that scooping? And when does that actual pivot point to turn take place? We don't know yet, so please stay tuned. And do we get a track into, north of, or south of Tampa? If we get a track to the north of Tampa, then we have all the onshore winds in Tampa Bay piling 8 to 12 feet of water against the coastline in some areas, leading to a devastating storm surge. And I don't say that lightly. That would be a worst case scenario for this storm. If it goes straight into Tampa, we're talking lesser surge, but winds gusting 90, 100 miles per hour. That will cause significant damage. And if it goes south, lesser issues for Tampa, still a lot of rainfall, but Fort Myers, Sarasota, Naples, huge problems for you guys. This is a really tough forecast. I'm in Canada right now, but I'm flying down to Florida. I'll be there on Tuesday. I promise you, whatever happens with Milton, you and I will be there together. We'll go through it together, and we'll stay safe together. So stay tuned to my radar. I'll have updates throughout the next few days, and we'll be live streaming during the event as well.
Follow MyRadar on social media: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Download MyRadar on iOS, Android, Amazon Alexa, and Windows.